Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad you're here with us on this Monday morning. Getting a week started off right. We've got all kind of exciting things coming on. I have a huge announcement to make later on this week about some things you're going to be excited about, but we're going to keep you in suspense, so you keep watching the show every morning and seeing what is Coach talking about, that big announcement, but you're going to really like it. Let's get on with our weather. It's going to be a little cooler today. Highs only going to be 59, lows 44, and our Gulf water temperature is still hanging there around 65 degrees. Our moon phase, our Monday moon phase, brought to us by Mountain Dew. Get out and do. I hope you got to see our moon the full moon last week. It was really nice. It was just really spectacular, and we had some pretty days last week between Christmas and New Year's, and just cloudless skies. Hope you had a chance to enjoy them. But now we're in the waning stage now, so the moon is going down. So our tides, we're looking at a tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn, low tide at 9:56. We got a good outgoing tide this morning. And then we got a good incoming tide. But the rest of the week, you look on the tide chart there, the rest of the week we have not much tidal movement. We got deep tides most of the week. But today's pretty decent tide on January the 4th. Okay, wind direction will be coming out north a little bit, about 5. So we're low tide around noon. You can see water's going to be low if you're out there fishing today. It's going to be low in the bay system, so around the middle of the day. All right, let's take a break. We're going to come back with our special guest. Welcome back, folks, and look who's came back to see us. Billy Grantham. We just ran out of time Friday.
Yeah.
Well, we've done that before.
Yeah.
But first of all, I like your setup now. That Hunter Orange. I was I remember when they first started wearing. I was a kid when they first started wearing that in our area, of course. People, but that became so important now.
Yeah, it's important. Just this year. It never happened before in Appalachia. Somebody got shot in there doing a little drive and doing a push. I wish the state would look at that and maybe stop the pushing and the driving that they do in there.
I didn't know they were still doing that.
Yeah, they still do it, and they profit from it a little bit, but it's increasingly dangerous in there because of the ruts where they done the logging, and it's more open. There's not as many trees in there. And it's just a little more dangerous.
And everybody's wearing orange, right?
Well, you're supposed to, but of course, if the game warden ain't looking at you, some folks don't see it that way. But them deer don't see that stuff right there. I've shot them. Me sitting up there like Elmer Fudd, and here he comes by me, and I harvest him.
That's a no-brainer. I mean, I wouldn't dare go in the woods without orange on.
Not there.
And Steve Shea was on back before Christmas, and he was talking about the deer vision. They flat out can't see red and orange.
They don't see it. You couldn't have convinced me of that years ago.
I know.
Yeah, but I'm like, how in the world can you do that?
I know.
But they don't.
Yeah. The advent, and also the cap and the vest is a good combination. I like that. I like that. Okay, we had some more pictures on Friday, so let's see if we can get the rest of those pictures you brought. Okay.
Well, something unusual out there. One of the boys come out the other day and said, "Man, look here, what I got right here, pictures of." It was on Thursday, and it was raining and storming and turned cold, and this thing stepped out in the back of that field. He said, "Let me look at this thing right here." It was a small piebald buck. And then there's a second picture of him coming out there after that, and he bolted on him. But y'all see that right there? Now that's beautiful, isn't it?
Yes. That's rare.
Little old small set of horns on him. It'll be lucky he'll survive if he's legal, and next year, sure enough, if he is, they'll sure want to harvest him for the bragging rights of it,
That's right.
But he got a pretty good body on him. I was a little bit taken back that the horns weren't no bigger than what they were on the other picture that I had, the fact that body was in such
You think he's a young one?
I don't know, because the body composition on him, maybe like he was 130 pounds, but his horns were kind of like a spike, maybe a small 4-point. I don't know, but it won't matter. But somebody will get him next year. I'm confident of that. It's just a good one laid on the back of the truck there at the check station. Most of my boys will tell me, and sometimes some of them tell me mind my own business, but but just a nice one. Somebody harvested it so you can appreciate it coming out of there. These boys right here, I believe this buck was dog hunting in the forest. I do believe that's Cade Hall right in the middle. Back on the right-hand side behind Cade is Ben Williams. Far right over is McLean Baxter. Up in the back of the truck is Bowden Howell. And I can't find out the name of that young man on the left, and I apologize. I'm so sorry. They got that nice buck right there. You see him hanging off the back of that thing?
That's pretty.
But yeah, it was beautiful like that, and they was tickled to death and excited, and I was proud for them. Right there, this young man got this buck. Now this buck don't look like a whole lot. 14, 15-inch main beams, up at about 13, 14 inches wide. But look at the size of that base on his horns.
Wow.
When you measure them up at the check station, and them things is about 4.5 inches wide in diameter, that is a big mature buck.
Wow.
No, he ain't all this out young, but that's maturity right there. He just ain't got the genetics, but he's got some age on him.
That's a good hunter right there to come up on like that. That's good.
Yeah, he's from South Florida down there. He just told me he had saw him off in a distance out there a ways away.
Let me rephrase it. That's a lucky hunter right there.
yeah.
If he don't, I thought somebody knew the area and all.
No,
luck counts.
Yeah, that's right. Luck is where preparation meets opportunity. Y'all heard me say that.
That is true.
First, you got to get up off the couch and get in there and get set up on a good spot. The wind be in your favor and play the wind to see it. But he saw that buck way off a ways and thought he was going to go off, so he gave him a light little grunt, and he disappeared. He didn't see him for a while. He gave a couple more soft grunts, and he showed up. There he was, and he got him. He was tickled to death. And his dad had killed a hog near the same time nearby right there.
Oh, good.
Austin Skeens, y'all see me show that picture last week of him standing up against that big old cypress tree and shooting. He got him a woody right there, and he was tickled to death. And he kills a lot of ducks and puts them breast out sometime and fries it up in a skillet with a little bit of oil.
You know, those wood ducks fly fast. They just fly fast.
That's why I don't care to shoot them. They're a lot faster than a dove, and I'll shoot at a dove, you know.
You got to slow down in slow motion for quail and dove, but those wood ducks, they just come like little jets in there.
There's that buck again I showed you a moment ago with that big base on him right there. And there is Matt Thomas, head football coach here at Sneeds' son.
Okay.
Got that right there the other day in Appalachia, and he was tickled to death, and I asked him, and he sent it to me.
Good
I
deal.
told him I'd give him a shout out on there. All right, Matt, good
All right.
job.
Good deal.
I think that's all she wrote.
Well, that's good. That's some really good, nice quality bucks up there.
Yeah,
And all around.
yeah.
All around.
Tickled.
Good Christmas vacation. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Okay, so here with Billy Grantham. Before we get back to the outdoor stuff, I want to welcome, we got a new sponsor coming on, and Payroll Services. Steve Wilson, he's come out of the house, we've talked and met, and Payroll Services, they're starting to run now, and we just want to welcome them as part of the Panhandle Outdoors team, and we're tickled with it. They're from Dothan originally, the Wilson brothers had Wilbro back. You remember the old Wilbro department store?
I do.
And met Steve, and he's got a good business there. We want to y'all get to work with him, and he really specializes in small businesses doing their payroll for them.
There you go.
And I know it takes a headache out of these small businesses. They have a plate full. But anyway, welcome, and we do have a few more slots open if you want to advertise with us and have sponsored Panhandle Outdoors. I know you've talked to some people too.
Yeah, we've talked to a few people.
Oh, good. So anyway, get in touch with us, and we'll be glad to help you out. Okay, now let's finish up on hunting. Then we're going to talk about fishing. January, it is prime time. So, what's your thinking on it?
Well, the rut's still going to go on up there now. It'll just be kicking off over there in Holmes County, Washington County, and that away. But it's still going to be going because remember, if you got a high doe population, they'll cycle in. If they don't get bred, they'll cycle out and come back in again. Well, that just extends it again. And if you got a bunch of does, that's going to be the case. It'll just come running right on over into March, actually. The rut will in some places. So don't quit now and give up because the holidays are gone. Get out there and be in the woods and set up, and it'll run right on. I've seen them running does. It was early February last year. That was not unusual to do that. No, that's not unusual.
And one more thing, and then we're going to wrap up on the hunting for today. Night hunting. Always, this time in January, I think, is the worst time of the year for night hunters to get out there. And it just galls me. I know you feel the same way about it. They're just stealing from us. But
that's right. They're stealing. They're stealing from you.
And if you hear a gunshot at 11 o'clock at night, that ain't normal. Call the man up.
That's right. Call them. Call them.
I know it's not just Jackson County. It's in Northern Bay County. It's over in Holmes County. And I don't have the game warden don't come on the show anymore, but I know this time of year, every year, that's what they would talk about.
All you older people can remember the deer population wasn't what it is today. Well, that's because people realizing that if you let Florida deer walk, they will grow off and get big. People used to say, well, Florida deer don't get very big. So it was like it was hopeless. No, they do. And it's important that the commission continue to keep that pressure on the night hunters so we can have fun. It's about having fun and seeing youngins have fun. Winston, I see a pile of people that come in there bringing their youngins in there so they can sit up there and see a deer, get acclimated to the cold, get acclimated to seeing stuff, and boy, they have a good time. And you're stealing from them youngins out there.
Well, that's exactly it. And these people do this night hunting, you're outlaws. You're low-down outlaws, and I'll tell you, face-to-face, man-to-man, you're an outlaw, and then you ought to pay your fine and go to jail or whatever. It just makes me angry because of that right there.
That's right.
They're stealing from our future. So,
I'll go better than that. You an egg-sucking dog. How about that?
Okay, so you know how we feel about you. Of course, I know none of our viewers are, but go ahead and tell them watch. Call up if you got somebody. Call them, tell them watch it on YouTube and see what we said about them. Okay, let's move on. Let's go to fishing. Fishing. We can go fishing now.
And that kind of makes me feel warmer,
Weather warmer. Yeah. So you were talking about speckled trout fishing. And, well, first of all, let's go to Lake Seminole. I know they're doing some catfishing up there. I know some buddies that have caught some big catfish up there recently.
Well, they do a little of it, but I wished I could get over Ernest Gilly, and you folks that's up around Sneeze wishes I could too get over Ernest Gilly. I need to go up there and record him one day, going out and running his lines and catching some catfish.
Why do they do that?
Boy, it would be y'all would enjoy him. I'm telling you, baby doll? They would enjoy Ernest Gilly. But yeah, they will. But as soon as the temperature starts waning or starts growing up a little bit, they will be in there in droves bass fishing on Lake Seminole. You can count on that. The frost has been in there good and killed the grass back some. There's good water levels in Lake Seminole right now, and it'll be wide open. You remember what I told you in the spring? They was fishing everywhere up there because they was social distancing. What better place to do it than be out on the water out there doing it? So, and there was piles of people up there fishing.
And I anticipate the same thing this spring too, about that many people getting out there.
And you can count on it. My sweet wife will be down yonder near Cook's Bayou on that east side out there because she got where she learned how to catch them speckled trout that Captain Roy talks about all the time. And she caught some. What you reckon she'll do when she catches her first redfish?
Oh, she'll get excited. It's exciting.
I might get a new boat then. Well, I don't know if I catch that redfish.
I think that might be a master game plan all along.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that is a good scheme right there. I'll have to think about that.
So East Bay, we're talking about East Bay and West Bay and all that. Things the hunting would be slowing down, and it's going to be a good time. Now February now is closed.
Well, for trout, you can't keep them at all, but that don't mean you can't get ready. Y'all have heard me talk about that so much. When I'm doing hunting, I'm preparing over in June to hunt in December and January, and you need to do the same thing when you're fishing. Now's the time to get that boat tuned up and keep it up and get it all ready. Not when they're saying they're biting, they've been tearing them up. Well, you out of gas now.
Yeah, there
I
you
can't get it to
It won't
crank.
start. It won't start.
Yeah, it won't crank. Got to put a new battery in it, what have you.
We just don't see this motion anymore. That's why I'm talking about
Thank goodness.
videos and all. You don't see that much anymore. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back, folks. Here in our last segment on Panhandle Outdoors, a bit of Grantham. We are talking in between the commercial break, and there's so much going on now. But first, let me do the fishing game time brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers down in Port St. Joe. Good folks down there. Talking about sponsorships and all. They've been with us since day one. Good folks. We're looking at 3:13 to 5:13 this morning. This afternoon, 3:37 to 5:37, and that's where we're going to correspond with the incoming tide. So that's not a bad time. We're sitting in a tree stand. We're talking about January in particular here in the Florida Panhandle, and you brought up a good point too about every winter we get these winter rains. So
you can expect here very soon. Now we're into January. You can expect it's going to go to pouring rain directly, and these river readings are going to shoot up. What you're hoping for is not rain a bunch, but prior to that, where the river's already up, and then you get a deluge of 5 and 6 and 7 inches north of it, and then you got it up in 21 feet in Bluntstown or 22 feet in Bluntstown, and all that. But it's a necessity if you expect the fish to be good over in the spring and the summer, because that flat show puts them to feeding, they feed and moving. But expect the rain coming now.
And we talk about the Apalachicola River system. It's the same thing over on the Choctawhatchee River system. The same situation with a heavy rain up there in lower Alabama, and just coming in and flooding everything. But it's part of nature itself.
I've never fished Occolocny, but I'd like to go over one day and try.
All that's pretty. One thing down at Howard Creek, I just get a kick out of them when they go ditch fishing, catching them out of the ditches.
When it's flooding?
Yeah, well, after it floods really hard, and they're just spread out in different places. You can see them where they go beside the road there. I remember people doing it though, anytime that flood comes along. So flooding ain't all bad.
No, it ain't. That's true.
That's just, damaging property and all.
Yeah.
Chipola flooded really bad. Was that 2 years ago, 3 years, 4 years ago?
Yeah,
really heavy flood.
It did that. It changed the course of it a little bit, but it's all good because you go back in there and in late April and May, and in June, and I don't have the pictures, but I've got some kin that's been bass fishing on Chipola River. They're on Highway 20, and boy, they have mommocked them up in there, and not no golly whoppers, but some nice fish and a lot of fun catching a bunch of them.
Well, getting back to speckled trout fishing, I mentioned this on the show Friday. I haven't extemporated on it, but the fishing the intercoastal waterway in the wintertime is very productive. And I just want to recommend it. If you haven't tried it before, a lot of people come in and say, what can I do in the wintertime fishing? If you don't want to get in open water like the St. Joe Bay.
Okay, I understand that. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Launch out in White City or over here at West Bay or different places and just work that intercoastal area. That's some really good fishing. And you can find them, I know Gail and I have had some good trips there. You're close, you're out of the wind sort of.
Right.
And the boat traffic is not bad like it is in the summertime, and a lot of people going back and forth and all. So we don't talk about it a lot. And we're trying to keep it a secret. We just don't get to talk about it a lot. So anyway, we still got to think about January is rut season. My ideal week is to try to fish maybe during the middle of the week and hunt. I try to alternate times, but that's one of my New Year's resolutions we're going to talk about tomorrow is fish more and hunt more. I say that every year. Yeah,
and it's a good thing because you ain't having to hang out at the mall somewhere or watch too much TV. It's a good thing, so to be out there. Yeah. And another thing is, look here, you don't walk out in the woods in December looking around for deer. You scout when the season goes out. Think about that. Scout as the season goes out. So get out there then and look around in your food plot area and look and see what you see out there where they'd scraped off at and look at new trails or new ideas that you're doing. Don't get off there now walking around out there. Don't walk out there. You don't walk there until you shot him down to go get him.
And you want to do it, like I say, it's a year-round process, but it's great getting outdoors doing those kind of things. It's fun to do.
Hiking. My son-in-law and daughter has bought my granddaughter some hiking shoes, and they've been taking her out there already, taking her hiking and over at Toria State Park and over there in Bristol, up at what they call the Garden of Eden area. But hiking, letting her appreciate to push herself a little bit. She ain't but 18 months old. No, I'm joking. She's almost 7, but she's doing that and enjoying it.
Yeah, and that's really that's the closest thing you're gonna have to mountain hiking is over there, right on that river bluff and all. Yeah. We talked about it before. We got a minute or two left. What are some of your goals for 2021? Is going to be a good year. I feel good about it being a good year for everybody because 2020 was tough on everybody. So.
One of my goals is to be on that bay more, either all over, anywhere I could go. Now that my wife's enjoying it, and my son-in-law likes to go too. Boy, I want to be out there all the time. Ain't nothing like that thing being slick, calm, and you getting that rod off her first thing, put you a plastic on there, and swing it out there and work it, and something hit it, and boy, it's on. It's like, oh yeah, I get excited about it.
And I think that's why we can do a show here on Panhandle Outdoors. You can do the same thing and talk to Hatchet Bay, West Bay, East Bay, St. Joe Bay, and Apalachicola Bay. You got people coming in all those, and it is so nice.
I want to go pay Mark Coward to take me.
Mark and Michael,
Yeah, I want to pay them.
We're going to start giving away some fishing trips with Michael Coward. So that's going to be part of our drawing and all, like we did before.
I'm going to pay him so he can give away some. How about that?
Okay, we're going to wrap it up. Well, I think we got everything covered today. You don't have to come back tomorrow. So you go back to work tomorrow.
Yeah,
we got it all covered. So appreciate you coming down, and stay in touch and send us some more pictures. All right.
And do something good for your fellow man.
And isn't that the truth? We're getting some great feedback. People tell me what they do and all. So that's a win-win. Y'all have a great day. Enjoy the great outdoors, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.